Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. And it's Sunday night, June 24th. No, 23rd. Monday is the 24th. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Back to the grind tomorrow for most of us, myself included. This is a hobby that's become a second job, my own. Kind of went 100% legitimate this year. Been buying mostly as a collector for the better part of 2 decades. And during COVID, kind of transitioned into vest pocket dealer, still collector, of course. Just thought it would be a way to kind of fund the hobby. Started advertising on Craigslist, and I've been meeting people on Craigslist for many years, buying 90% silver bullion, gold and stuff, and I know a lot of people might frown upon that, think it's dangerous and all that, and it is, especially if you're new to the hobby or not very experienced, or I should say, don't have a lot of street smarts, because that's obviously important. Listening to your gut instinct, and just having that sixth sense kind of goes a long way. If it smells like a rat, it usually is a rat, and knowing what to look for. Obviously, counterfeit detection, and there's a lot of other pitfalls out there, buying stolen items, etc. But I will tell you that 90% of the encounters I have are very smooth, very professional, nice people, because most of the people that are in this hobby are of a similar type of character. There are a lot of people that are liquidating their family's jewels, if you will. Dad passed away, uncle passed away, my brother passed away, that sort of thing. And, then it just comes down to how well you communicate, how honest you are, or at least come across, and how well you can interact with people. So my approach has always been to try to pay the strongest money that's realistic, to be upfront and honest, give people as much or as little info as they want, depending, everybody's different. Some people have a lot of questions and want a lot of explanations, and some people just want to cut to the chase. So being able to, morph with your client helps. I tell everyone, shop it around, call me back if you've found that not only was I the best price, but the best person to work with in your opinion. And most of the time the sale is done right then and there. I have had some people call me back. I've had some people meet with me 3 or 4 times over the span of 3 or 4 months, who do a lot of due diligence. Sometimes there's multiple family members involved, and you meet somebody initially, and then it's, let me get my sister involved, and let's see what she wants to do. She wants to meet. Where can we meet? Meeting can be difficult because you don't want to meet at your house. They don't want to meet at their house. A coffee shop, a McDonald's, a library, or a police station. And I tell everyone, hey, wherever you're most comfortable, I am most comfortable. I've met people at police stations, like I just said, libraries, rest areas, shopping malls. Once in a blue moon, I will meet them at their house if they're disabled or if that's where they want to meet. I had a gentleman about 6 weeks ago who was way up in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, which is 8 hours north of me. But he had a hard time finding somebody. He had, I think he had 350 Silver Eagles. It was almost a monster box. And he was 80 years old, and he bought them many years ago, and they were just sitting around. And we ended up meeting in New Hampshire near 89. It was basically halfway. I told him I would drive a little over 2 hours. He drove 3.5, 4 hours, so it wasn't quite halfway, but it certainly took the sting out of it. And So anyways, that's really not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is, I know you're looking at all these bankrolls again. I'm about to send another submission into PCGS, and I'm conflicted, and I'll show you why I'm conflicted as to what I want to do versus what I will do. As many of you who have seen my other videos know, I do not open bankrolls, I collect them. And they can be tempting. They can be very tempting. One of the newer ones is this pretty tough date, 1950S, and a beautiful Federal Reserve San Francisco roll with a paper plug on one end. And see if I can just peel the paper back to get to that 1950. But it is, whether it's going to show up or not. You can see the 5. And let's see if we can get the 0. There it is. 1950. I could cut that paper. And I would use like a sewing needle to try not to scratch the end. I've done that with several of these rolls. So that 50S is new. Somebody paid $50 for it once upon a time, it looks like. It's not what I paid, I'll tell you that. There was a whole bunch of 1946P, which actually is a tough date. Tougher than the 46S. And tubed rolls, let alone bank wrapped. This all came from one collection. Those 5 right there. All came together, and that 47 roll came with it. But I'll tell you another beautiful roll that came recently from a separate source. This is the second 1948 roll, and this one's from a beautiful melon bank roll. There's your Philadelphia tails, and it's going to be tough to get the paper peeled back to see the date, but you'll have to trust me that it's a 48. So that was a wonderful score, and that came from a very reliable source. The other 1948 is this generic shotgun that I've had forever, which I don't think is an original roll. I think it was rewrapped somewhere along the lines, but I mean, it's hard to tell for sure. Another sleeper date, and I love the V-wraps, is this 1953. Very tough date. Philadelphia date, 1953 for any coin, whether it's a dime, quarter, or a $50, is a tough date. Philadelphia. So this one, first and only bank wrap 53P. So that was pretty lovely. But I'll show you why I was conflicted in a minute. There's all the 1958 $50 rolls. These are all the same. Federal Reserve Bank of New York. $50.90, that's a nice roll. That 1960. There's some more quarters. 54 Denver, a couple San Francisco. The two 1955Ps. I got these before the craze of 1955. Of course, 1955 is a low mintage, but there's a million BU rolls saved, but the premium's always there. Another beautiful V-wrap with a nice toned end. Just a beautiful, I love the Gerard Trust Corn Exchange rolls for some reason. I just like the original look of them. They all kind of look the same. But I got those 1955 rolls. There's 3D and 3P, 3 Philly and 3 Denver. I got them for very little premium. And all those 56Ds came together many years ago. The two 1957s on the end are the confliction. I'll show you why. I want to show you a couple other rolls that we just picked up, and then we'll get into the confliction. This 1952 Philadelphia $50 roll is a very nice roll. Pennsylvania Company of Philadelphia. Just a beautiful original roll. Heads on both ends. Safe to say it is a Philadelphia roll. We've had these 52D rolls for a long time. One from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, stamped in August of 1952, which I love. Nice mottled toning. And the other one is this one, with very nice toning on this one as well, this 52D roll. This came Federal Reserve of Cleveland. I got that quite a while ago too. This roll is the other 1953 Philadelphia Bank. 1953 came with the same collection as the quarters. Something National Bank of Charlestown. That's a beauty. The 1953 Philadelphia roll is tough in a tube, let alone a bank wrap. I've got a couple of Denver 53s, but the 53P is just a generic roll of 53D. Nothing special about that one. This other 53D is a Federal Reserve, Kansas City. We got 4 or 5 1954 rolls. And the one that was most recently acquired was this one. Again, Pennsylvania Trust Company of Philadelphia. Just love the originality of it. And the toning on both ends just adds to the appeal. We have this, I guess, partially open 54D, first Denver bank wrapped roll from 54 that I've managed to find. And even though it looks to be open, it's really not. It's just the way it was rolled. You go to resell it at some point, and obviously it's been opened. Well, probably not by anybody anytime soon, and certainly not by me. That's the way I bought it. But obviously having the double crimped ends is something that's always going to be favorable. 1955 is a famous date that people will go out of the way to add to their collection, but now we've added 2 more, so we've actually got 4 1955 Philadelphia rolls in bank wrap, and we got another 5 or 6 in tubes. So, why am I conflicted? I'm conflicted because of these 1957 rolls, and I'm about to send a submission to PCGS, so it's been killing me whether to break my own, let me put this in a better spot, break my own rule of not cracking open bank wrap rolls. This 57 roll is a little bit special. It's tails on both ends. The toning is really nice on both ends. But more importantly, both ends are a Type B reverse. And the Type B reverse doesn't really command that huge a premium, so that's step 1 as to why I'm against doing it. The Type B reverse can be, let me get a pointer of some sort. The Type B reverse can be identified with the spacing between the bottom serif of E and the bottom serif of the S right there. So they don't touch. That's pickup point number 1 and probably the most important. The rest of the lettering is in high relief. I'll show you a low relief after to compare it to, but there's another pickup point, and you're not going to get it on this one, but it's above the letter A in dollar. See that leaf right there? See how thick that leaf is going to the top of the A, D-O-L-L, that's the top of the A, and that's the leaf. All right, so let me show you one that is in regular, not high relief. Alright, so it's toned, but let me get a better example. So on the E and S of states, they touch. Probably not the best camera work, but they're touching, and I'll hold them side by side. And the A above the $0.25. So that leaf much thinner. The overall quality of the lettering low relief on the right, high relief on the left. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can get something to brace this. Just a second. Ill prepared again. Let me just make a little bit of room. Okay, actually I'm going to get a better example because the tails on that is terrible. Let me find one that's clearly not. You know what, I'm going to get a quarter that is not in a roll. I got one right here. And as a matter of fact, I have a raw quarter that is a Type B reverse. And I'll crack that out right here too. From this 1959 Type B reverse roll. Top is low relief. Look at the E and S, it's pretty obvious how they touch, right? And then you see the leaf above the letter A, how thin or faint it is. The overall quality is low relief. Now on the Type B reverse of this 1959 quarter, the E and the S are not touching. And look at the leaf above the letter A right down here compared to that one. It's much bolder. Everything is bolder, right? It's almost proof-like because the Type B was meant for proofs. And that's why they're only on Philadelphia issues. They are not on Denver or San Francisco minted coins because proofs were struck in Philadelphia, right? So, put this away, and put the 1959. It comes from an original roll, of which I've sent, I think, 12 into PCGS. I've got a bunch of 65s and 166, which is tied for top pop. And every single one of them came back authenticated with the Type B reverse, so anybody that's doubting it, send your complaints to PCGS. So back to this. the confliction is, do I open the roll not just to get these lovely toned type B reverses, but is the whole roll type B? Because we've got them on both ends. That they were all from the same batch, an original roll. They're probably all from the same. They're probably all struck the same, right? So they probably. That's why when you find. That's why I found that 1959, the end of 1958 roll, and they were all type B reverse. They all came from the same bin of coins when they were being rolled back in the day. So there's a very strong possibility this is all type B, but man, the analogy I use is you can always add more sugar to the coffee, but you can't take it out once you've put it in. So I can always crack it open later. I can always submit them later. But man, oh man. And then this other 1957 roll I'm also conflicted on. Oh, that's a 5060. Wait, oh, it's out of order now because I moved everything. Wait a minute. Here it is. So this 1957P roll is a type A roll, I believe. And it's not going to show up how nice the toning is because of my lighting setup. But the toning is electric blue. You can almost see. You can almost see the quality of it. I have better lighting. It looks all dark on the screen, but it's there's magentas and purples and blues, and it's just electric. It's very glassy, not quite proof like glassy, but not too far from it on both ends. So I don't know if this is type A or type B because it's heads on both ends. But obviously the first roll is the one that I'm most conflicted about. But there's a lot of rolls here with beautiful toning that oftentimes are calling my name to break them open and submit them. These 1957 rolls are just absolutely stunning. They don't, again, not going to show it on the lighting here is just bad. See if I can take it out of the light and see if it improves. Taking it away from the light seems to help a bit, but it's not really doing justice to what it looks like in hand. That's one, and there's another. There's a couple of 1957 rolls that use your imagination, you can probably get an idea of what that would look like. So I'm going to make my decision as to whether or not I'm going to crack that type B roll open and send those, at least those two end of roll coins in or not. You can leave your comments as to what you think I should do or what you would do. I know most people would crack it out, but knowing that I don't really open rolls, what do you think? I'm not sure yet. I'm going to flip a coin, and wherever it lands is what I'm going to do. So in the next video, I'll let you know what direction we ended up going. And on that note, folks, hope you have a terrific rest of your Sunday night and a good, prosperous, and healthy week ahead. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're so inclined. SamsCoinsAndHeavyMetal.com, SamsCoinsAndHeavyMetal@gmail.com, and find us on eBay under the same name. Thank you so much. Have a good one.